All right, I think we made it. It's
That was,
happened.
that was an epic intro.
That was an epic intro and an epic technical
It,
difficulties. We had all kinds of problems,
it made us
but
look much cooler than we actually are. So.
it was bound to happen. Last week actually went relatively smoothly. We
Yeah.
actually got on. We actually made everything work. It was wonderful. This week, I don't think we could have had more things just kind of collapse at the end. But we ended with just a fantastic flourish, and we're here again. Welcome to episode 2, round 2 of Prep Talk Live with me, Casey from Cascadia Dispatch, and of course, what's up, Tup? The urban prepper. Cliff is here. We have to figure out the intro. I got to get that down to like a catchphrase, like "What's up, Tup?" and all of that sort of thing. But anyway,
we'll get it down. But we got there's a nice video intro, that's for sure, and it has some super cool music that's not prepper-esque.
Exactly, slowly but surely, we're elevating this game. I was thinking the other day after our stream, I was like, "Are we the bad boys of prepping?" Because we're nice, because we, have Legos and TikTok. Does that make us the bad boys of prepping?
Well, we are like one of the 4. We're 2 of the 4 preppers that are on TikTok, so that's kind of a bad start. Right
exactly. We are 50%. We are 50% of the population, and you are 85% of the likes. I think that is how that.
Preppers definitely hate us, though, for sure. That's.
Well, welcome
These guys
everybody.
Smile too much.
Yeah, exactly. They're having too much fun. There's too much energy. Like, we need like face paint and camouflage and just blend into the background of everything. One of these days we should actually do like a remote from the wetlands behind my house, and it could be like in like a pond with like tall grass and things. We could make that all happen.
That'd be pretty cool.
We'll do it. It'll be Prep Talk on location, and we'll go like all over the place.
Let's do it.
So welcome in everybody again. Sorry for the delay, but we're here. We're happy to be here. We got some great topics. We actually started to put some more stuff in the descriptions and the titles to give you guys a little bit of more of an idea of actually what we're going to talk about. So for today, we're going to get started this week on the You Did What? What did we do this week that was prepping related, that involved prepping type projects? Tup, would you like to kick us off?
Yeah, I'll start off first. Well, I think we were kind of talking a little bit about kind of the Black Friday and the Cyber Monday shopping. I rarely do those kind of shopping things unless it's an absolute screaming deal. But what I most recently did is my garage has been looking pretty bad lately. And a year or so ago, I made a whole bunch of plywood boards that were custom fit to my windows and doors because I was worried about zombies and stuff coming to the house.
I remember that video.
Yeah, so
I may or may not have also priced out doing those boards.
And now those things are worth so much money, worth more than Bitcoin probably. So,
exactly.
But they've been sitting in the middle of the garage, and then everything kind of goes around those things because I was told to leave them flat on the concrete, otherwise they'll kind of mold into whatever the shape that you don't want them to be for when you actually need them. So I had to do a reorg of the garage and get everything good and reorganize the long-term location for those for quick deployment, and that was a big long project. And then I also improved the lighting system in the garage too, because we were using some like 1950s lights in there, so I upgraded to the LEDs. And then that's where I have my prepping wall in there, and so I had to do a reorg of some of the modules that I have on that particular shelf. So, and they're color coordinated, of course.
I was going to ask, like, does lighting system in the garage mean you change the light bulb? Is that what it means?
No. I got rid of all those big tube lights and replaced them with tube LEDs, and now it's super bright. Like I could have a mechanic shop in there or something, which it's much better. So it was very doom and gloom before. It looked like Buffalo Bill's garage, and so I finally upgraded it to more of a friendly prepper garage.
So you used to look like a regular prepping garage, and now
it
looks
like
creepy, our prepping garage.
It puts the lotion on its skin. It looked like that. So.
Well, on the plus side, at least you can see the lotion now. I mean, before you were like, fumbling for bottles and things.
The lotion's in the hygiene module that I have on my shelf. But now my plywood boards, which cost about $3,000 now because of the price of wood, those are on a quick deployment site that I have. It's all super organized. So.
That is fantastic. I was thinking we were going through Hulu and things and watching all of, I would like to say older vintage shows, from the 2000s and things that our kids are now a little older and able to watch. And some of the episodes where they do the Christmas episodes or the holiday episodes, and they're talking about Black Friday. Yep. And our kids now don't fully understand what that used to be. They're like, oh, you mean that thing where you just order the sales or where you order it online? Like, what is, people used to line up at 3 o'clock in the morning and trample each other for a TV.
Yeah, it used to be across of a mosh pit and like a and shopping type thing. So
I was like, that's what real preppers were about. We would go and we would camp out to get
yeah,
the TV deal.
I've never done that once. I know I don't think there's anything that I'd want to buy that would warrant me camping out there for.
Yeah, there was none of that. Hey, by the way, TN Schumacher from the Bahamas, the international viewers we have right now. That's
I was in the Bahamas. That's awesome.
That would be way better than like the rain, gloom that we have going on outside right now. Anyway, so I was kind of in a similar vein, except not. So I did do last week was a lot of kind of the Black Friday, Cyber Monday stuff. I try to find deals always. That's one of my kind of little prepping trademark things is finding deals, finding all of that stuff. So I was doing a lot of Rakuten. I don't know if I'm saying that right or not. But they were having some really amazing, like 10 to 15% cash back on a lot of different stores. And one of the things I found is if you kind of make a list of all the things that you're keeping an eye on, you'll actually find them at really random stores sometimes that may, like I found stuff at Kohl's and at Macy's and things, which do a lot of deals, but you wouldn't think of prepping materials at Kohl's or Macy's. You're thinking Cabela's, you're thinking Ace Hardware. So I tend to do a lot of kind of, I don't know, situational awareness is not the right word.
It's the cool word, though.
Investigation.
Cool,
yeah, exactly. The word will come to me. But try to kind of figure out what's going on with all the sales. And it used to be that the sales would come out and you would get the Black Friday ads and the Cyber Monday ads like a month in advance, or they would leak or something like that. Now they just extend the sale or extend the pricing. So I bought some stuff from Costco. I bought some stuff from Best Buy. I bought some stuff from Cabela's. And some of it stuff I've been getting over the month. A couple of things. One of the gear items I'm gonna show off here in a minute was on 511, and they've been having a 20% off sale for a couple weeks. But they went on an additional 10% cash back on Rakuten, which for anybody who doesn't know, Rakuten's an app where you buy stuff through it, and it's basically a big affiliate link sort of a thing, but they will give you cash back for just using their app to make the purchase. So you don't pay any more. Nice. You get to use all the coupons and deals and all that sort of stuff. But if you complete the sale, you get cash back. So that's been one of my new little tricks that I've added in, along with the discounted gift card. So there were a couple of stores. Coastal Farm and Ranch had a deal on gift cards. And I love those because you can get them at 10, 15, 20% off if you know you're going to use them, and then actually double them up with a sale and a coupon. Whereas if you were just doing a sale and maybe they had two sales at the same time, you have to pick one. With a discounted gift card, then you can kind of stack them. So I love doing that. So I got some gift cards from Coastal. We got some chicken food for the chickens, and we got some new sleeping pads to test out. I
didn't know that you had chickens. So are these,
yes. They are not the meat chickens. They're not the milk chickens. They are not. I'm on Rogue's waiting list for milk chickens.
Okay, yeah, those are hard to get. You did a lot of shopping. It sounds like you did. You kind of prepper rich or something.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I try to kind of keep a running tally in my head of all of the things that I think we need, or we're looking for, or we want to replace or upgrade, or all of that, so that through the year, when there are big sales and things like that, that's the time to kind of strike and grab the thing that I'm thinking about. It's kind of like you don't want to be buying a prep when you need the prep. You want to buy the prep in advance. So yeah, I definitely have my little hit list based on what's on sale. I got a generator a few years back when it was on Cabela's Black Friday sale. I've gotten coolers before when they're on big sales. Not the thing. My dad has always said, anyone can pay retail. It takes talent to not pay retail. So I always try and figure out how to get the deal. So this was like a wonderful, wonderful couple of weeks.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. So all right. So now, curious, how the numbers were this year compared to like 2019. So are you talking about, Tasha, are you talking about like the sales numbers? Are you talking about like people that were out for Black Friday? A little confused on that one if you want to clarify. Shopurational awareness. This, I'm going to make a shirt out of this, I think. I think that not only am I going to make a shirt out of it, but I think probably I'll give one to my wife and my kids as well for when they're out and running through Target, that they all know what's going on. All right, so let's get into the next spot, which is, it's the preps for me and the gear. what's the gear that we want to highlight? So I think we were talking earlier today about things that we got on deals. Kind of what was our favorite deal of a prepping item that we ever got, either this year or in previous years or whatever. So would you like to start, or would you like me to jump in and do this?
Well, maybe I'm gonna have to think a little bit for what this year that I got. So, because I've gotten some screaming deals over the years, especially like on Cyber Mondays and stuff for like Olights. Olights usually has good specials, but
you love yourself a good Olight, by the way.
Yeah, I'm Olight rich, so. And I always try to buy them too. So.
You just got bags and bags of Olights. Like, yeah. I can imagine like people go trick or treating at your house and you're handing out Olights. Just different sizes, batons, headlamps, got lanterns. Little kids are like, I just want a Snickers. Can I just get that? So for me, my thing that I got is I got this wonderful new kind of day bag from 511. It's an AMP 10. I'm a huge fan of 511. Yep. For their backpacks. I'm a Maxpedition pouch guy and a 511 bag guy. I think that's what I've come up with. Although VanQuest has some wonderful pouches, and I have some that I have to still test out. So we need to let the guy from VanQuest know. I have not written them off. I just haven't had time to test them yet.
I'm a fan of all bags. And I actually, the other day, where was I at? I was at a place and I saw someone with a 511 tactical backpack. It looked like they were like the Rush 72, and I wanted to talk with them about prepping because I just assumed that because they had a 511 that was stuffed to the brim that they're a prepper. But maybe that's typecasting. I don't know.
No, I feel like that's fair. Fair. The 511. I love the 511 bags. They were one of the first things that I got, and now I think I have every Rush series bag that they make as our bug out bags. And then I've got a bunch of their day bags and covert bags. And my son actually needed a new backpack this year. And so we were trying to figure out, like, does he want Spider-Man? Does he want whatever? And all this stuff. And we needed, like, he wanted to have some secret compartments like my bags. And so we ended up getting him a 511. I don't remember what it was. It's a covert one. So it's not as tactical on the outside. There's no molly webbing or anything. But it's a 511 bag. And it warmed my heart so much to know that my son was going to middle school with a 511 tactical backpack.
That's funny.
But yeah, so I love it. So I got it. It was on the 20% off sale. I bought it on the 20% off sale. Then it went on another 10% back with Rakuten. And so I returned the first ones and reordered with the extra cash back. So I saved 30% on some bags that I've been waiting for.
How many bags do you have, do you think? Because I'm a little embarrassed about like how many. I have bags that I don't even know I forgot about. So.
Oh, Cliff, there's no reason to be embarrassed about your bags. Like, you're among friends when it comes to bags.
Is this a safe space?
It is a safe space for all bag enthusiasts. Yeah, exactly. So I've got Rush 24 and 72. Those were our bug out bags. We had the smaller ones for the kids and the bigger ones for us. And then I just swapped those out. And so now we're going to do 72s and 100s. And I'm a big fan of the 100s. I like the new metal frame that it's got in there. And then I have a couple of sling bags that I take when we're going to a sporting event, or we're going on a field trip, or for the day, especially if my wife doesn't want to carry her purse. I've got a couple different versions of those. My laptop bag is a 511, which I love and adore. and it has done wonderful things for the years I've had it. So I have, bags show up and my wife goes, "What did you buy?" And I'm like, "I bought a bag. It's fine." And she's like, "You didn't buy a bag. You bought 3 bags in 2 colors, probably. What is in the box?" So we, but I love it. How many bags do you have?
I was just trying to. I was like kind of thinking back as far as how many bags I have in my office right now, or just total like lifetime. Because I have.
How many have retired? Have you framed on a wall?
I have some that are in various. There's some in the garage. There's some in an external storage unit. I probably have like 5 bags right within arm's reach of me right now. Whether that be a EDC bag or a bug out bag, my laptop bag. I have a travel bag. So they're all over the place. So I don't know though. I'm a fan of all bags. I have Vertex and VanQuest and 511 and Maxpedition and Kelty and all sorts of different ones. I don't think I have a favorite. They're all.
It's like deciding which is your favorite child.
It's like Linda Carter photos.
Or...
You can't really decide which is the best one.
Oh man, yeah. Every time we had to go take it back, and I was gonna ship it back, and my wife was like, "Are you sure you don't want to go and look around?" And I was like, "That's a dangerous thing to say to me, to go to the 511, because we just got a 511 store about half an hour away from our house." And so now we can go see all the bags in person, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, my favorite bag's the one I guess I'm using currently. I mean, every time I get a new one, then that's my new favorite bag. But
your favorite bag is the one you're with.
Yes.
It's like your favorite friend or anything else. It's the one that you're with. That's fantastic. All right. So to prep or not to prep, as things get a little chilly, last week we talked about just preparing for winter in general. And this week we wanted to talk about winter travel. Yeah. So as people start thinking about, possibly either going out on winter break or going to visit family for the holidays or going skiing or whatever, anyone who lives in the South who doesn't get to go skiing, maybe they're going to the beach because, life's not fair for those of us who are freezing up north. So what are some of the things that you do when it comes to winter travel prepping things?
Yeah, like what are you talking about for your vehicle then?
Yeah, like vehicle stuff. Like, are there things you put in your vehicle? Are there things you do to your vehicle other than skid plates to make sure they don't take the palladium out of your
that's been my big thing, because the palladium has been a hot market right now. It's almost as worth as much as plywood boards right now. But I don't do too much other than like maybe I'll put a couple wool blankets in the back of the car just in case you're overnight. Because my vehicle always has various preps in it, and it has for emergency roadside things, and then some food and water and medical stuff. So I feel like I don't need to like really change it too much, other than having like maybe the bigger ice scraper on there and a couple little like winter style preps. I don't carry cat litter or anything like that. I did that early on in my journey, and I just never used it, and it was just kind of like, why? And then it just would stay there for multiple months when I didn't actually need it. So I just think having like just being prepared in general, and I don't really, but it doesn't get as cold here as it does in other places, like in someplace in Canada or something. So
exactly, if you were going to like Minnesota and it was 3 feet of snow, you might
it'd be totally different. Yeah,
you just bring like a tiny house behind your car and you would be fine.
I think
we need to.
I was going to say on the vehicle, another thing that I've been kind of working on, it's not really winter related, but I finally put a hitch on the back of my Element, because I've never had one, and that's for because we've been getting into bike riding. But now I've been kind of thinking, man, it'd be really cool to have a prepper trailer that's like for like bug out type purposes, where I could, instead of having like a bug out bag, just going full on trailer and But not
again, like, have you thought about a tank?
Yeah, I just need to go that route, I think so.
I looked into duck boats at one point, because where we live, basically, if we were going to try to bug out, we're going to at some point have to cross a river, and we might need to navigate a river or something. And I looked into getting the duck boats like they have in Seattle, where they actually just drive right into the water and then turn into a boat. And the ones I was finding, they were like $50,000 or something. And I was like, that is outside of the bag budget. That's a whole different spot that we're talking about. But I think it would be fun to do something like that, or do the trailer idea with doing like one of the, you thinking like the military ones, like the, I don't know if it's like the 101s or the 1101s.
I'm not thinking too big. Like it's a fairly small one. I don't know what you would actually use it for, maybe for moving and stuff, but like a U-Haul, small U-Haul style. But I don't know if there's any. It'd probably make a fun video to do or a fun little project. But I don't. I'm starting to think long term now that I finally have a hitch. So
Yeah, I think my wife just texted me, no, we're not going to do a trailer project. And I'm ignoring that
and I
because
see that
I think
Austin
we might.
Chambers says recreational vehicles. Yeah, RV. That's an RV, like cousin Eddie.
Yeah, where is Austin in here? I'm looking at the chat. Oh, is he on your? He might be
I see
in your chat,
cross
but
cannon readiness. I think it's
yeah, let's call it not cheap, but it will last years. Yes, that is definitely true. Oh, there we go. They're called refuge. I think Austin's on two different things.
Is he like
Oh, he's
yeah,
in both
he's
chats.
on both chats. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Austin, you overachieving little chat pepper, you.
That's funny.
So I think the same thing, and I think we also. I'm just going to note this in the stream so we can take notes later on. But I think in the next couple of weeks we should do like a things that we thought were good when we first started and realize now we're not so good. Prep ideas, like your kitty litter one is a fantastic one.
Yeah.
I have acquired some gear that like people warned me and I thought I was smarter than they were, and it was not. That was a bad plan. So I think that would definitely be a good.
Yeah, I don't have a whole bunch of like ones that I really. Yeah, I guess so. Like some of the early bug out bags. I at the time we're kind of old school now, but at the time I was going full on military style and having like fishing nets and like a fishing kit in there, and like again I'm closer to a Starbucks than I am to any kind of stream with fish in it. So. I just felt like I was wasting money on that kind of stuff. And then let me think anything else that
you're like, I needed room for my tackle box. That was
yeah. And then I think sometimes when you get like certain food things that you wanted to stock up on, and then but it's not part of your normal rotation, and then eventually it expires and it's bad, and you have to just get rid of it. Like something that has like a shorter shelf life is stuff that I always kind of regret. But
yeah, the food thing is a tricky one, and I think for our family, we have a bunch of food allergies, and my son has Crohn's disease, and we've just found that out, so that kind of changes everything. And so the way that we've thought about the emergency food when we started versus where we are now, I think is a very different thing. Those Harvest Right freeze dryers are seeming more and more like a good idea to me. They are ridiculously expensive, and I would love for them. Harvest Right, if you're paying attention and you would like to sponsor our stream going forward, and Cliff and I could do all kinds of videos about freeze dryers. I think those are the best option.
I know some of like the large like city prepping and Canadian prepper, I think both have like I don't know how much they cost, but $75,000 freeze dryers or something, and they're pretty awesome though.
Isn't Canadian Pepper doing his own freeze drying now? Like he has like a line of freeze drying stuff, or was that just one photo that he posted?
I don't know, some illegal bootleg operation. He's freeze drying stuff. It's all Canadian bacon.
Exactly. It's all Canadian preps. It's 70% of what would be in it or something.
Freeze dried Canadian bacon.
So for me, I think from a winter travel thing, I have a couple of systems to the module idea. We have a snow clothes bag or a winter clothes bag that we actually keep kind of our active winter clothes. So as the kids grow, they're always growing out of sizes. So we always have like the latest size, the latest gloves, everything in there. And then when winter comes, we pull it down and the kids go, if it snows at our house, which it doesn't usually, but if it does, okay, we pull everything out and we use that. But if we're going to travel, like if we're going to drive up to Seattle, which is 3 hours away or something, and it's possible that the winter could change or the weather could change. Winter isn't going to change that much, but if the weather changed, then we would have all of those clothes, but they're not just kind of strewn all over the place. They're really packed in well. So I think that's one of those things that we do. In general, if it's short drives, I don't make a ton of changes. We have blankets and water and stuff in the cars as it is. But if we're going a half an hour, 2 hours away, then, we'll throw the chains. I'll throw chains in just in case we get snow and ice, especially in the Portland area. We don't deal with snow and ice very well here. So we have those ready to go. But it's more of a module and based on the distance that we're going as opposed to just kind of a blanket. oh, it's wintertime, we should throw a bunch more stuff in the cars, or we should do anything like that.
Yeah.
All right, so I think it's to the point where
Is it
it
the
is question time.
It's kind of Q&A.
It's questions time,
We're
and
having
then
Santa photos downstairs, so we have my father-in-law. He's had a big white beard now, and he's Santa Claus on a motorcycle. So they're so the kids are getting motorcycle photos with Santa. So that's it.
So he's like, okay, we gotta get this out so that
he often carries he often carries bourbon with him. So
I want like a Santa prep on a motorcycle picture, something you could hang up in the newly lighted garage, perhaps.
There may be something like that coming in the mail.
Oh, all right. So Miles was asking, prepped for what? So we were talking about winter travel, prepping.
Winter stuff.
Yeah, prep for everything. But
yeah, I've been in a couple different places where like you couldn't store any kind of water in the vehicle because it just froze. But it doesn't oftentimes get like that, at least where we live. But like in Idaho, it was just crazy how I was there and it was like -12 or something. And just like instantly everything froze. So that would totally change. I mean, prepping is very regional and regional specific, like where you live and what your environment is and stuff. So for us, I think we kind of have it doesn't get too hot and doesn't get too cold, and so I think our prepping systems kind of are tailor fit to that, but probably wouldn't apply like to Arizona or to Montana or Minnesota or something like that.
Yeah, I feel like the glove and hat thing in Arizona would probably be a little much. Yeah. I feel like that would go sideways. Yeah. Pony Girl, yeah, there's so many backpacks. That's always. There's so many backpacks. You can never have too many.
Now you have the metal. You said you have the metal frame backpacks, or
I think
those ones make so much more sense. But I just don't have a whole bunch of them.
So I only have one. Okay. I only have one set. I have two of them, but the only ones I have are the 511 Rush 100s, and they came out with them last year. And they're, I think, the first metal frame backpack that they have. They may have another one, but it's the only one that I've seen them do. And up until that point, I really like the strap design. It feels very comfortable, even if you don't have a metal frame. You use the waist strap and everything, and it works really, really well. The metal frame took me a little bit to kind of get used to it because it feels weird because it's anchoring off of your back in a weird way, and so it takes a minute to like get your center of gravity if you've never had a metal frame backpack before. Yeah. But it works really, really well. Super sturdy.
I need to find a good one. I'm gonna need a recommendation for different options to check out for ones that you like. But
yeah. So that's a good one. The next time I had to run up to Seattle yesterday to go to IKEA because our IKEA didn't. Yeah, we didn't have they apparently didn't have a table, and we needed a table, and so I drove 7 hours to go get a table.
Oh man, I hate going to IKEA. It's like one of the worst places ever to go to. I feel like I'm in like the cattle slaughter line, and I'm just you can't ever like just go to IKEA just to pick. Oh, I got to pick up a spoon. You have to go through this big maze, and then like at the end of it, then they whack you. So but they have good meatballs though.
Yeah, they have wonderful meatballs.
Meatballs. That's what might be worth it. But
that's the whole thing. Yeah, I found a backpack there. Strangely enough, that was my go-to car emergency prep backpack forever. It had wheels. It detached. It was 2 backpacks in one. It was the coolest thing ever. Yeah. But it was huge. And so it was like, that was one of those things I bought, and I was like, this is a great idea. And then we tried to put it in the car, and it took up so much space, and we're like, this is not a good idea. We're going a completely different way.
That's funny.
So Miles asks, are you ever afraid of getting trapped in your car?
I am for flooding, because actually in Seattle area, like you're more likely to get trapped in a flood than even like fires or earthquakes or volcanic eruptions. Like flooding is pretty common, and so I'm worried about getting trapped like some kind of flash flood that I'm not prepared for. That's why I have the rescue me's on all the windows for everyone that's in the car. They get a rescue me, and then I also have some inflatable like personal flotation devices in the vehicle. So that's one thing that I guess I'm personally worried about.
I imagine getting into your car much like people then they get like in business class on an airplane, and they bring them like the towel and the slippers and everything, and it's like, here is your rescue me. And
yeah, everyone always asks, what are those things there? So,
they're like,
fortunately, some kid hasn't pulled it and broke my window yet.
Like, we're just going to Starbucks, aren't we? You never know. Here's a life jacket, and a raft is in the trunk. What do you use for the personal flotation devices?
I use like just like the square seats that you would have in a boat, and then I hang them on the back of the the seats then, so it's kind of like a knee rest almost for some of them. But you could take them off and you could use them as a flotation device, just like you would have in a boat.
That is super clever.
Yeah,
That is a fantastic idea. I
and
like
my
that
screen
idea.
is completely frozen, so I hopefully I look okay. I don't know if you can see me moving, but
You're if not only are you moving, but you sound better than I did when I couldn't even figure out to unmute my own.
oh, okay,
keyboard.
yeah, because
So,
I'm
yeah.
looking at it, I just look like I'm smiling and that's it. So it's kind of creepy. But
Yeah, no, you're very much alive on here. I think that the trapped in the car is a thing. We have Portland is called Bridge City, and there's lots of bridges
You have
and
a lot of
rivers and
bridges.
stuff. And so the idea of standing water and flash flooding, not as much, but if the river crests or something like that, and you happen to be downtown, or if you're driving and there were God forbid to slide off into there. I've got the Rescue Me's on all the visors, mostly because the kids wouldn't be able to do it. So it's kind of like put your mask on and then help your kid. It would be like, okay, we'll do it and then we'll get the kids out. And then I have
that's what's super scary, because I think like if you're a lone wolf person, like you could get out and break free and have your things, but when you're having to do that with kids and like in a life and death situation, it's pretty scary. So that's one of the things that always frightens me.
Have you ever found like a glass break that's powered?
No, they're all like spring loaded that I've seen.
Okay. Because that would be a thing I think that would be interesting, especially if you have kids, not obviously like infants and toddlers, but if you've got middle school, high school, older elementary kids who would understand what to do in an emergency to be able to take the thing, but wouldn't be strong enough to actually break the glass themselves.
The Rescue Me's are pretty good. I mean, my son knows how to do it. He's not that old. My daughter doesn't know what to do with that, so she'd be in a little bit of a pickle. But
all right, so then I know what we're doing this weekend. We're going out and
You're gonna go break windows and
we're just gonna go break
converters.
windows. We got to figure out where to acquire said windows, but we'll find some windows and we'll break them and see how the kids do.
Cool. I hear Santa Claus wondering where Tup is, and I need to make my photos for
Santa's wondering where Tup is. Mom is getting pissed. Mrs.
Definitely.
Claus is getting pissed. Everyone is having a problem at Tup's house. So that's going to do it. We're going to wrap it up. Thanks again, everybody, for joining.
I like this reoccurring series.
This is fantastic.
We have an epic intro
this is the best idea we've ever had. Obviously, it's going to be the #1 podcast for non-members.
I forget Joe Rogan and all that. It's right here. So this is
it's
the
right.
Bad Boys of Prepping. Right?
Boys of Prepping. So many shirts we're gonna have to make, Tubbs. So many shirts. All right, you have fun with Santa. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to all the channels. There's actually information in the description of where to subscribe and set up your notifications. And we will see you next week, next Wednesday at 5:30, right here. Thanks a lot. Bye.
See ya.